Now, just a warning you,
Yep.
the Suzuki has raced the supercharged Hilux three times this week, and it won 2 out of 3.
Jesus, nice. She does look like a bit of a beast.
You know that we're going forward driving when we're done, eh?
Oh, hell yes.
That's all right then.
One of the main reasons we came to you, mate.
So we can go forward driving. Good.
Yep.
I'm sitting beside a truck that the man just turned up from Auckland. Whereabouts in Auckland are you guys?
Funk Pro.
That's the top side, eh?
Yeah.
You came a long way. It was a long drive for you guys.
Yeah, 3 out of it.
And it's like, how many times have we tried to get this here?
Oh, at least 4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that right. Series of errors.
Tow trucks and lockdowns and all the other crap that's gone along. But this man, Alex, has finally made it with his truck. And he explained to me that it was built in Auckland. Guy took 3 years to build it, and then it went to another guy and over to Tauranga from the guy he bought it from. And I'm like, nah. Now I know this truck. And I asked a few questions, and some of the work is distinctively mine from about 5, 6, 7 years ago. So we've got Surf. What a Surf? Yeah. It's got a solid front end in it. Yeah. And it's got a 1UZ, of course. It had a link ECU in the glove box, and the wiring is distinctive because it goes through the centre and looks about 5 years ago. This is sort of my sort of style. Thanks to Facebook, I got on Damien, who built this truck's Facebook, and we found the pictures. So I've been here before. Apparently it doesn't go. Something to do with a big mud hole. Was it a good story for the big mud
It
hole?
was a bit of fun, yeah. There was things floating around inside. Yeah.
Inside the cabin?
Yeah.
That's good. That's what
recovery.
that was what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Alex didn't want to do the starter motor because just a little bit, it's a little bit intimidating. And so I offered to attempt to repair while he is here because it's such a long drive. He was hoping to leave it with me. I had other ideas. And if it goes south, that's plan B. But let's work on plan A of see if we can make it go and go forward driving.
Sounds like a plan.
We got an audience, we got the cows, the dogs settled. So it's quite a nice day really, isn't it? Quite a lovely day. Nice day to work outside because I've chocked up the workshop with everything else I'm working on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a couple of ammeters and it's 337.
Yep.
And I've got 2 ladders because it's tall, and I've got some sockets. I can't find my normal 12mm. Let's get into it.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Yep.
Pretty vital, if we can, to avoid dirt and crap going down those ports,
Yeah.
to give it a dust off. And it's hard when there's this much dirt around.
This is after I gave it a clean.
That was a bit of a dusting. I wanted a dusting of petrol over me. Right, there's air temp sensor here.
Yep.
And a throttle position sensor here.
Yeah, okay.
There it is. And I think, just be careful of that wires, just lift that top off now. Just very carefully lift that off. Give you a bit of assistance here. Wiggle, wiggle. There's one more. Right, that's the corner. Just check there's nothing attached. Oh, there's the idle air control at the back there. Because this manifold's been flipped, but it's all the same stuff as if it's forward. Yeah, so you squeeze the tab and give it a wiggle. It'll be tight. Come on.
Oh, God.
There we go. And there'll be that vacuum line to the Brewster, to the the fuel pressure egg.
Alright.
Right, that can come out of the way.
Got one more line.
Oh, that's your map sensor line, and that's going to be a big one.
Yep.
So we'll take it off over here. There we go. That's your map sensor line because it's aftermarket computer on this one. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward, eh?
Yep. Was. Very straightforward.
Just we've got a table at the back of the tow vehicle, and we won't crash into it again.
No.
So I'm going through and getting the wiring out of the way because this one goes through the centre. It's actually going to make this slightly more of a challenge. And these plugs, I believe, are actually on this particular vehicle are numbered. Oh, it doesn't want to come. They really don't want to come out. What happens in these plugs, too, is you fill them up with mud,
Yeah.
and then they won't come undone. Look at them. You know, in the amount of time we've come with this,
Yep.
we've actually come a long way, because now I can buy the genuine plugs,
Yeah.
and I'm not using any copies for this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice, but
And all the tolerances are much more better, and
Yeah.
much more better. That's perfect English. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
finished with form.
But that's what was available at that point in time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we go down the front, I think what we do, if you undo here and here
Yep.
with the wiring loom,
Yep.
and then I will just fold this out of the way, hopefully we can fold it out enough of the
Yeah,
way
get it.
to get it what we need to get.
Yeah,
Here and here,
cool.
at the 10 mil. Oh, I've got
10
the
mil,
buzz here, I've got the buzz here, haven't I?
What have we got? 12 there. And...
So it's pretty straightforward getting the top off, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you do a bit of your own sort of repairs where you can?
Yeah,
Yep.
where I can. My father was very mechanically inclined. He passed away about 15 years ago before I sort of got into vehicles and sort of able to soak up a bit of that knowledge sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I've inherited all of his tools, so I sort of try and bought myself a Haynes manual and sort of try and teach myself a bit as I go along.
A lot of learning as we go, eh?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, we're not passing on all of that knowledge in the same way that we used to.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You know, families are busy, people are busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
What have I got at the back? So that's knock sensors,
Yeah. Okay.
and there'll be a start trigger here too, which will be this one down here. This is at the limit of reaching A. It really is. And am I going to have to unplug that? No. Okay. I think between us, with just lifting us, because we've got all of us, I think that's going to give us enough to lift that intake
Take it out.
out of the way
Yeah.
Cool.
when we get to it. So the next bit to do is 5 bolts along each side. Well, there's 3 bolts and 2 nuts. So nut here, nut at each side at the front,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then those ones with this proper little star on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzz them out.
The Hicks.
Cool, let's buzz it out.
Cool.
There we go, buzz away. Don't drop them.
Yeah, I got to find that one I dropped.
Yeah, that's important. That's okay. Now, is this gonna, I'll just bring that out of the way.
Did you bring your magnet?
Before I brought it down, but
You normally carry a toolbox when you're forward driving?
yeah.
Wow, you didn't know I had alternative plans.
No, I didn't.
No, not at all.
You thought it was a Saturday, so you'd just drop it off and bugger off.
Yeah. Pretty much. I like this idea a bit better though, being honest.
Oh, definitely.
Right, and one more bolt to get, and it's tucked down amongst this stuff, which is down here. That's that one right there. How are we doing for time?
Oh, I got no bloody idea.
3:51,
Oh, that's not bad timing.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's lift it off, eh? You want to just very carefully lift it up.
Yeah. I'll grab from the back.
Just keep our eyes open. There's a bracket in the way. There's my nut I dropped. Watch that wiring loom.
I got this.
You got it? Yep.
There you go. Just cruising along, and 15 minutes we hit it apart. You're not so worried about starter modes now, Alex?
No, no, that was a lot easier than I thought.
Yeah.
You've got someone that knows what they're doing.
Yep. I'm just gonna. So now the last 2 bolts are a little bit awkward, to be totally honest. And there's actually a washer just here,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and there's a little bit of a wasp's nest down in here.
Oh, no, there is too.
Well, something here, it's a wasp nest covered in dirt. So yeah, they're at the back. So they're here,
Yeah, I see that.
and they haven't got the proper bolts on them. Which is a bit of a pain. They're normally these big long ones. Okay, so I've got a range of different tools to get in there. I think actually my wiggly extension is going to do the job. My wiggly power bar, ratchet power bar is going to be the one.
Yeah.
And they're going to be 14mm heads, and I might even put the proper ones back in there.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then we've got start triggers down here, and there's the main power cable going down there as well, but hopefully the cable's quite long.
Yep.
The main power supply, so we should be able to pop that off.
And pull it out.
Oh, pull it out, then take it off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was back when knock sensors, we didn't have the plugs for the knock sensors, they were all worn away. So they can take that out of the way, so we've got to be careful not to damage that, or I can put new plugs on now. But it's been working fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, so let's get that starter out. And plan B, moving on, you see?
Yeah.
Let's use the proper ones, the long ones. Careful, don't fall in.
Alright.
That looks like a 13, eh?
30mm.
I'll see if it's... No, it's a 14.
Oh.
Normally they're a little 12, the same as the other ones. There we go. Careful of that washer. I don't want to drop that anywhere. Here we go, here we go. Ah!
No, there.
There's that one, another one that was dropped.
Oh, yep.
It's actually not too dirty in here. You obviously washed out a bit,
Yeah.
because then there's the drain holes at the back there. You see the drain holes? So all the crap goes into the bow housing.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have any drains at the bottom of your bow housing, you end up with,
Shit in your bow housing.
yeah, that's not ideal.
Oh, okay.
Right, we'll take stock of what parts we've got and need, and we'll put it back together. How did we do? Wasn't too long, eh?
That's quick as, mate.
Mate, Formula 1 team.
I can do it about that fast on my own if I'm in a hurry and I'm really motivated.
Yep.
But this one is a well-prepped engine bay. So in a standard car,
Yep.
like if this was a standard one, broken plugs, the injected plugs would go clack, 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 clack.
Yep.
The knock sensor plugs would be broken. It's probably a 4-hour job.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I knew, because I wired this, that everything's reasonable.
Yep. Yep.
That's good.
And
Awesome.
we're gonna have to change the start trigger plug.
Yep.
So I get a later model starter. I use a 2UZ starter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll wipe down the gaskets. The gaskets are often reusable, and I've got a feeling Damien replaced them anyway, so should be able to use them.
Yeah, just doing things, prepping them right and doing it the right way saves a whole lot of time down the end of the track, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's like mowing the lawns once a week versus mowing a lawn once a month.
Yep. And you know what's good and what's not, and keeping up that regular stuff.
Yep.
And this was built to get muddy.
Yep.
And built, it comes apart. It was easy to pull apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Starter, change the start trigger plug. I'll chuck that in that goes in the X'd away, and I'll find the proper starter bolts, the long ones,
Okay.
which will make our life much easier.
Yep. Sounds good, mate.
Brand new Denso 2Z, genuine Denso. It's the real deal from Japan.
Nice.
Okay, and that generally gives the best life.
Yeah.
Where to put the nuts and the proper long headed bolts.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah.
You saw when you were trying to get them with the
Yeah.
socket, it was, but those ones poke out, you see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go get some CRC.
Yep.
And I'll lube them.
Yep.
Lube makes them go in easier, and you'll get a better tension on them when you do them up.
Sounds good.
Starter's fitted. Proper bolts in it. The gaskets back on. Those gaskets are okay. They'll do the job. They'll go a second turn. Let's put an intake manifold on. Well, oh, he's coming back. He actually, our helper's actually coming. Our assistant, the owner.
Lacking.
Lacking.
Bloody happy days so far.
taken us longer sorting everything else out while it's been off. We're at 50 minutes.
Nice.
And we're ready to put the intake back on. Starter's fitted, the bolts have been in there, and we've had a chat.
Haven't been yarning, yeah.
Haven't really been too stressed, have we?
No, not at all. That's to show how easy it is for the people that know how hard it is.
Yeah.
That'd be a great video, eh?
That would be good.
Let's lift that loom up. Yep. Why can't I sit? What's your head?
Jesus.
He's a plumber. That's why you got these plumbing clamps.
yeah. That makes sense.
Mate, put a bolt on it, and if you put a bit of paper in it,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
use a little bit of a paper,
Yeah.
a piece of rag or something,
Yep.
to keep it in place, and it holds it in place. There it is there.
Nice.
Seems I know exactly where it is.
Almost like you could do it blindfolded.
Right, I'm gonna give them all a buzz and then we'll just nip them by hand.
Cool.
And while you're doing that, I'll do the intake wiring loom. That's the way, hey? I'll feed a wiring loom in, and then we just sit the top manifold back in.
I've just got one more bolt here.
Pretty straightforward, eh?
You got a bolt there for this one?
Nope. Not yet. Or is
Oh,
that the one that dropped?
Is that the one that dropped?
Down
This
there.
thing?
Yeah. Must be.
No. Oh, so you guys had... Because I put one in there, remember? Remember how I was putting one in there? But I was putting it onto the crossover.
Yeah.
Because I was going down there.
Yeah.
Oh, I got new ones. I got more.
Easy.
We got that, and then I've got a whole packet of new ones. There you go.
Nice. What are they little, what size are they?
8125.
Just all hexes.
We're hex with a built-in flange.
Okay.
They got the proper Toyota built-in flange.
Yeah,
That are
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we're doing an in-place rebuild, leaving the body in place.
Okay.
We'll take the gears off, take the actual motor, undo the screws.
Yep.
And I'll bang some new bearings in it.
Oh, okay.
And that's the best step forward.
Yep.
We know it's wide right. You gotta be careful with this one too, because with the link and the reset function,
Yep.
if you crank it too soon,
Yep.
it'll do weird things.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little bit of learning to give it
Yeah.
enough time to do its reset process properly.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
if you're halfway in the reset
Yeah.
and you hit the go button
Yeah.
at the start,
Yeah.
it's going to do.
Because
The link's not gonna-
you'd hear it sometimes after you'd shut it off. You park it in the garage, and it'd sit there and it'd tick, and you'd tell it was the idle stepper motor ticking, trying to reset. I think it was. Yeah.
But you've got to be careful because you've also got a charcoal canister that'll tick as well.
Ah.
That'll make noise as well. So this should only work for about 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Jug, 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 jug.
Initially it did, and then when it started playing up, that's when it started ticking for longer than that.
Okay, we'll better check that. We'll check this as well.
Yeah.
We'll get some bearings in it anyway.
Okay. Cool. You know.
Yeah.
Right, so
That's George.
I think you get the worst one I've ever heard. I think you've got the worst at all ever. I think that's definitely the worst. I can.
Does that come with some kind of an award, or?
I could probably do a certificate. That is good. And oh, I've got a second problem. Well, normally, right?
Yeah.
You just turn it,
Yeah.
and that bearing just
Pops
out
Yeah.
on the screw thread.
Yeah.
This might be a this may not actually fix
Ooh.
because the bearing is actually seized from moisture in this housing.
Ooh.
Right, cross your fingers.
Ooh.
Nah, that's game over.
She's shredded it.
That's rubbish.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got a plastic thread in it.
Yeah.
So this is what they're meant to do.
Yeah, just screw out.
Okay.
Yep.
It's toast. I've got a spare. I just disappear off, get another one. We're good. I might have to get my puller. I'm going to have to get the puller so we don't break it, because it's plastic in here, and if you get it wrong,
Snap.
you will break it. Or if you're going in here, you break the magnet. So the pullers are the way.
Yeah.
These ones actually, the bearings actually feel good. I don't know if whether I've done them or this was off one that.
Is it alright?
No, it was had oil going through it.
Ah.
The engine was poked. It came off a stuffed engine, and it had the big lunch itself and put oil all through the intake, and it lubed everything.
Okay.
But there we go. So we'll give that a clean. We'll throw that in. There you see it's actually snap the thread.
Straight off, yeah.
Snap the thread. Sorry, your certificate comes with getting a new stepper.
Nuts on that side for that one.
I've done fuel lines, so they're all sorted.
Cool.
And then
There's one there. Cool.
we'll get some leads. You need to buzz all these ones up and then run over them with the ratchet as well. So we know they're nice and tight.
They should all be buzzed up.
It's not worth it, eh? Goody, settle down. I know, you're excited.
Here's your builder parts.
Your little bits.
Square drive. So you have to just sort the bottom one at some point.
Yeah.
You put both of those in, that gets the top done. We've got the leads on. And we've explained that they've got to be clipped into the little holders so they don't get munched. When the top covers get on, it was just down in here. It's had a bit of a munch. We've got the. Are you doing top and bottom, or are you just doing perfect?
Yeah, I'm just going to do the top.
Just do the top, yep. The others weren't. The bolts went in there.
No.
They weren't in there, were they?
No.
Zip ties.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a couple more square drives at home, you know.
I've got the farmer's tool. Yeah. So what have we got left to do? Have we checked the oil lately?
Not that long ago.
It's got some in it.
It should be.
Yes, there's oil. Check the water. Those are both critical things that we need to check before fire up, and then we've got to put a battery in it.
Yeah.
Then we'll see if we have actually found the source of the misfire or not.
Cause of the problems.
Well, we've sorted the cranking over. Oh, yep, there we go. And then that one. Okay. We got fuel lines on. This is all out of the way. Not touching anything. This can't come loose. Intake's all done up. Map sensors on. Fuel pressure reg's on. Breathers are all on. Battery.
Yep.
Battery. Were the sliders on it?
So the guy who done the sliders, AJ, who did all of the bar work, he'd already done the sliders for the previous owner, but that was the only bit of bar work he'd done. And because
So he
he'd
put the
done-
sliders in,
Yeah.
but hadn't done the bar, and you got the bars.
Yeah, I put front and rear on it.
That'll be AJ,
Yeah, AJF.
AJF 4x4?
Yeah.
Some in
down
Auckland?
Rotorua.
Oh, Rotorua, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Does nice work.
Yeah, I saw the quality of the sliders and I was quite happy with them. He's a nice bloke. He was a bloody good bloke. Yeah.
So that's G4 Extreme. Was very early on when we did this, and there's a buzzer in there.
Yep.
We're out of gear. We've got all the parts out of the back. It's still pretty tidy, this old girl, eh?
Yeah.
Considering it's been full drive and bashed and used,
Yep.
it actually is reasonably okay. Are the seats on the cert plate?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, everything's sorted. Which is one of the real pluses when I bought it. I was really happy.
Right, we'll get some tools off of here.
Can't get in there.
So why in a metric world do we still have 13s on battery terminals? It's Americans just haunting us, eh?
Yeah, oh, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got a metric thread on them.
Makes no sense. So.
So have you got the clamp
Bloody
for that? If we
Imperial.
go four-wheel driving, is there the battery clamp? Did you bring it? Because I don't want that falling into the power steer thing and shorting out on bonnets and things.
No.
That would
You
be
did though,
really
eh?
upsetting.
You did have a.
I made one, because it didn't come with one. I made one for it.
Yeah.
That's not that critical though, right at this point. Fingers, knees and toes. This thing's got a beeper.
Yes.
How was that?
Happy. It's fucking brilliant.
No, it's okay. Just the air noise. Very good. Can you get the bit of tubing for that?
I don't know.
It's in that box. Hey, runs. That's what we wanted? To make the noise, the brum brums?
Yep. It's a happy sound.
I might get some magic juice.
I've got some.
Oh, you've got magic juice? You know it's been leaking. Run, run! We're a runner.
Alright.
That's better. You want a screwdriver?
That's better. Yep.
Whoop. Here's one I prepared earlier.
That's it. It's the plan.
This one's running on the Sora exhaust manifold. Because they fit quite nice, the Sora manifolds, eh? I'm sure that Damien had this dyno tune too.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Has been dynoed. There's something going on there.
Yeah, you can hear it.
We'll let it warm up, see what it's like.
Okay.
We got heaps of sparks. That'll wake you up, eh? If you've got that up here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether that's a misfire or something in the tuning. It definitely comes up and does something funny.
Yeah. You can hear it.
That's not a normal rev limit, eh?
No.
It's a bit low on fuel too. So I'm wondering if that's a contributing factor.
It's not got enough fuel pumping through it. Maybe.
You look really silly try to diagnose things and it's just low on fuel and it's aerating fuel.
Yeah.
Hey, miss. Good girl. Good girl. And I think we're probably best to go for a bit of a drive.
Okay.
We got the cover on there.
Cool.
I think we go for a little drive. It's coming up 6 o'clock. We've done okay, 2.5 hours.
Yep.
And look at that, it's back to running at least. We'll move forward. The kill switch, what's it? Is that the winch?
Oh, winch.
That's
Yep.
only winch.
Yep. Actually, I might winch that in while I'm there.
Yeah, we've got to watch because we've got the dog attached to the winch.
Oh, yep.
We don't want to winch the dog in. See, the cows are really scared of engines revving, eh?
They come for a show.
They get very used to just watching us. We have feedback from Damien.
Oh!
Aha, it's still alive. Bar work looks good. Has the motor blown up yet?
Nope.
How long has this guy had it for?
Me?
That's what he's asked. That's what
Oh,
Damien
yeah,
asked.
yeah,
He
yeah.
asked up the
I've
guy
had it-
who actually built it.
I've had around about 8 months now, yeah.
Months, I think.
Yeah.
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 So there you go. So that's the man who actually built it. Who actually put the motor in and set it all up. Well, and then I had me wire it and he got the cert on it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure it was his, it must be his
Damien.
name on all the bloody documents.
That's what,
Yeah.
all the documents. Right, let's go for a drive. Is the dog coming?
Yep. Come.
Poppy, are you coming or are you staying?
Coming?
You want to come?
Hey.
She's actually a bit nervous in the car.
She?
Yeah.
So is she, mate.
Is she?
Yeah.
Righto.
Just being a pup. Just getting used to
I
the road.
can't reach the bonnet.